Alright. Let's turn this... about there's probably right. Okay. Welcome back to another exciting episode of At the Ends of Eras, the only game on the Game Clam. It's a Game Clam exclusive as well. I think that's going to be a mutually beneficial setup. The Game Clam will be an At the Ends of Eras exclusive console. See, that's what they need to start doing next. Instead of making games that are exclusive to consoles, they should make consoles that are exclusive to games. And also they should bring back single-purpose hardware that only runs one piece of software. We'll program it by moving around the wires on a PCB. Well, they're not even wires, just the lines on it. We'll etch the game into the silicon directly. But okay, last time I made some cursory attempts at the story for 2 of the 4 little mini side quests that are part of this quest, which honestly, they'll probably be like full-sized things. But okay, now what I need to do is I need to plot the other ones, because, let's see. The first one was pretty easy because it was just basically the same thing that it's always been, which is there's a tower and there's a hole in the side and you crawl in the hole and then you do some platforming and you win. And the platforming is left as an exercise for future me. And then the other one is going to be that there is a convenience store, and underneath the convenience store there's ruins in the basement, and eventually it'll actually be interesting instead of just one fan. And then, where were the other ones? 128? So a desert out in the middle of nowhere. So I guess this should probably be... well, I'll think on that. And then, what was the other one? 61? And this one, my idea was something to do with like a supernatural thing. But okay, let's go through my questions. So, for each of these quests, the player is going into some ruins to find a capacitor. So the questions that I have are like, where is the entrance to the ruins? Is it hard to find? How hard to get to? Like, why hasn't anybody else gotten it? And what is the purpose of the ruins? What were they doing? What happens to Riley and Jackie in the ruins? So like, what sort of interesting ideas are there? So we have here, so let's preview the neighbors here. And also eventually I want to remove this interface, but we'll do that later. Because my thinking is, there's something weird about this section and this little interior area. Because it's also one of the few areas in the game where your sightlines are like completely removed in all directions. Well, unless you're like an interior. But I guess what I'll do is let's roam around in this chunk and see what ideas I can come up with. There's like a weird noise. I don't know if that's coming up on the... I guess maybe someone just has a really loud vacuum cleaner beneath me. It sounds like a saw or something. But oh well. See, and this area is bigger than it looks from high above. I'm not a fan of the mystery sound, because it's like a... it almost sounds like clippers. But I guess that's just any, like, repetitive motor. Well, I'll say the first thing is that we should make it so that you have to get up to the top of this thing, because it's surprisingly difficult. Like, you'd have to have some sort of resources to get up here. Oh, wait. Hang on. I'm gonna look for... What do we even get up here? I think we get the gravity gun here. And if we don't, I'm gonna be sad. The hover scooter. Why would we get the hover scooter out here? Oh, wait. Okay. I think the gravity gun makes more sense. Well, actually, now that I say that, what if I just make it so you have to do a sick jump? See, that works. And yeah, this is why the interface should be fixed, but that's good enough for that. So I think that could be a simple enough thing for now. I'll say you find the hover scooter nearby, but not actually in the ruins. So let's say that, levels, initial level setup, so gravity gun. Oh wait, no. This is the hover scooter level. Well, I guess I can just implement that. Okay. Do I want to do anything crazy with, like... Because, like, I know that it's going to be just in here. Or, like, either there's a little thing on top of here, or there's, like, a doorway, or, like, a tunnel down. So I'll just put, you know what, I'll just put this on top of here. Let's just put Riley up, like, put this, huh. Let's move this into a reasonable place. Okay, so let's put the hover scooter... I guess this is okay for now. So yeah, a very fascinating and compelling story here. Basically, she can't get up there because her arms are too small. You can't get up there because your arms are too small. So you find a hover scooter and do a sick calf pipe. But I should probably have more story with it, because, like, the point of this is gonna be to do what I... Or the whole point of designing these quests is going to be to make interesting stories, so... But okay, what does Riley have to say? Alright, my YouTube, helpfully, still not capable of playing music after the song ends in a playlist. Actually, I wonder if the player's even going to be able to figure out that they can get up here. Because I think doing a sick ramp up here would be cool. But maybe this isn't the best place for the hover scooter. I think the gravity gun would be a much better fit for this area. Well, Then again, the gravity gun could be a good fit anywhere. What I'll say is, the player can find the hover scooter near here, or they can gamer it up and, like, not use it and use something else. So now what I should do... I mean, there's a town here. Riley could be staying there and then walk us over here. We could potentially have people, like, having settled out here. And I did have... What were those other ideas? I think I accidentally threw out my list of ideas. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I remember where they are. Let's go to... somewhere in here. So, writing... I think it's like Riley ideas. Okay. The entrance is in the basement of another building. That's been done. Silly things, a convenience store. Yeah, I think it's going to be a convenience store because that sounds more fun. But it could be a secret military base. And, like, it's just a front. The entrance has a lot of specters. The entrance has unique boss specter. The entrance requires knowing some of the ancient language. The entrance uses the green lamp from before. That could be interesting out here. Video game died. Interesting. And of course, as usual, no error messages whatsoever. Well, you know what I mean. Okay. So if we have to have... We could get one of those special lights. In fact, what if I copy lantern? And we're going to duplicate this. We're going to duplicate this to, like, evil lantern for now. Okay, so how does this work? Good enough. Oh wait, we also need this material here. Wait, how big's the... How did the color selector break? How did the color selector break? I haven't changed any of the code in the project. I haven't changed the engine in like weeks. Did this break like months ago? And I just didn't notice because I don't pick colors that often? No, it literally... Hang on, it literally worked with this. No, what the fuck? The blue slider's broken. Okay. That's gonna be not that important, though. Okay, so this is now Evil Lantern. And the way that it works is... Ooh, now I need to have two separate materials, or two separate things that can be bound to one place. And also let's have the, let's go to 12. So the way that this thing works is, where is it actually? Yeah, Spooku's good enough. Stencil back depth increment. Okay. So admittedly, this won't quite... Oh wait, I know what I can do. I can just make it smaller. So how big are these lights? Yeah, if they're that big. If we have this be like 2 and 4, and then we can do stencil back depth increment. And we can have a spooky thing. Because we'll basically do this same thing. But it'll work slightly differently because it'll do, I'll just make them exist. Well, do I want to do that? I mean, I guess I could anyway. Like, you can get up to... So now I'm thinking that doesn't... Then you can't really do the sick half pipe here. Because you still need the secondary thing of, like, the spooky door. Oop. You know, whoever put Control-C and Control-V right next to each other probably thought they were being very clever by having, you know, two, like, mutually destructive operations. Well, I guess they're not technically mutually destructive, but copying breaks pasting, the thing that you actually wanted to copy. So it's not actually useful to have them. So I've now officially turned around on Emacs's, what is it called? Like, kill and yank for some reason. Like, because you... Now, what is it called when you... It's like Alt-W to copy things and Control-Y to paste them. And it's Control-Y because clearly you're yanking the object, you know, yanking it from your possession into the text. That's what yanking means. You put, you know, yanking is basically the same as pushing things. But oh well, they're software developers, not naming things developers. Okay. So we actually need a spooky lamp. Let's put that... I don't know. Let's just put it up here for now. So... How does it work in the places where it actually exists? Now that I'm wondering. Are there even places where it does exist? Cave 137, maybe? Because the lanterns are actually not very common. Okay. This is lantern pickup. So yeah, let's get an evil lantern. So yeah, for now, this is my brilliant thing. So let's put this in the levels. So like levels, hover scooter. What was I doing here? Something to do, yeah. Find the hover scooter outside. Do a sick jump onto the plateau. Or just climb. Find the evil lantern. Somewhere good. Okay, so let's duplicate this as well. And then also let's have in here, rename the evil lantern. Make sure the two lanterns work together. Because right now you would be able to enable both of them simultaneously and they would overlap with each other in an awkward way. Oh wait, also I need to make sure that this is a child of one of the lights. So that way it's hidden properly. Okay. And this still doesn't really answer what the overall, like, interesting story is going to be here. And also there should be, like, the ruins. To be decided. But okay, we'll just have that up there. So I think what I'll need now is also some way of making it so that you can't just interact with objects blindly, but oh wait, I just realized. This still needs to have separate, like, previews. There we go. Strange lantern. This chair has gotten less comfortable lately. Like, my legs are going numb from sitting on it. Alright. Item, evil lantern. I see the... Okay, so this part works. Why is it not listed in usables? So why does this not work? We need UI, maybe? For game UI? Oh wait, no, game UI is something else. Usable. So items usable, %s.gd. Oh, I see. Maybe. Equip item. So we need actually something better than this. Let's do actually if... Well, what if I just inherit the thing. So what if I just duplicate this? Oh wait, no, I don't need to do that. I'll just do class name lantern. And then this will extend lantern. And then this will have evil lantern. And also thinking about it, I could have also just extended the lantern class in the lantern scene, but oh well. Script inherits from native type resource, so it can't be instance of in object of type spatial. What? Extends resource. Oh, I see. So what the heck is this for? Wait, so what's the script for this thing? Oh, it's just a light? Huh. I was wondering why it was so general. Like, okay. Oh, wait. But now it's going to be... Hang on. We need to undo basically everything to do with this. Because I want to... I wish... Okay. Alright, whatever. I'll just copy the materials. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Okay, this has the material because it doesn't... Because it does the janky version of this. Where instead of having two proper materials, I just enable and disable the emissive channel on like a base material. And eventually, now that I think about it, I should make it a different mesh as well. That'll be easy. That's what I get for playing with code that I don't understand. But okay, so now... Item... Evil... Lantern... It has the wrong light color, wrong material. Why? Oh, I know why, probably. I bet you this script does something with it. Oh. Huh. The player has the lantern with them. Now let's do base mesh then. And I guess I'll just put an evil lantern as well. Because yeah, let's just put it on the other side then. Okay. So now, what this will do Let's do like var evil lantern. Or just like, yeah. Oh wait, no, this is gonna be world lamp. So like, hmm. I'll just, you know what? Dumb, hacky solution, but it's fine. Because then we can go to the player, wherever they are. Ta-da. Okay, so now it will actually work. I forgot that I had laid that out so lazily. And now it's going to be even lazier. But at the very least now, item. Okay. Let's just no clip up here. So there should be around here somewhere. Oh wait, no. Aha. So now all I need is what if I just call disabled on this? It's like we just have this here. So if we just... Because will it like double render? And while we're doing this, back, let's rename this to just stencil depth increment. And it'll hopefully not interfere too badly. Because it's possible that it'll make it so that you can't, like, have two of them. Well. Yeah, that seems good. And now it's, well, it feels like it's doing exactly the same thing, though. Oh, wait, no, it's not. I see. Well, no, I don't see. Oh, wait, it's because we're inside the depth buffer. Kind of bad looking. Also, I'm still fiddling with the walk cycle to run cycle thing, which... I mean, it looks pretty janky. Well... Because it looks like a very brisk walk, more than like a run. Oh well. Okay, so eventually this will be gameplay in like 2 minutes, because I'm going to save and quit that. And then let's do just a very roughshod version of the gravity gun level. So here, And I guess I haven't really thought about the purpose of any of these yet. But oh well. Okay, so let's cut a hole somewhere else. So do I want it like here? Maybe out further in the middle of nowhere. Well, because this is the very, very edge of the map. Yeah, I could do that. Well, yeah, I'll do this. Because it does feel like this would be kind of like a place for like a bigger secret. But oh well. And for now, we can just cut one of these faces out. I'll figure out how to make it look seamless. There we go. Okay. So what chunk is this? 141. Next thing I should have is bulk editing of tags. Oh. And admittedly, I also kind of want a dark mode. Even though it genuinely would be an unnecessary amount of work. I think that's the real reason I don't do it, because it's not a huge amount of work. It's just a lot more work than you would expect for how simple it is on, because it's built in on Linux. You can just switch from light to dark mode in your OS and it'll just work. But for some reason Windows, there's no standard way of detecting the theme. Like literally the official Microsoft documentation on detecting a dark theme is to get the color of your own window and determine it like by just doing math to see if it's below a neutral gray in brightness. But okay. Gravity gun. So this, the basic concept is done. Well, I don't know if I'd say it's done. The basic, like, not even the concept, really, like the outline of the concept. The concept for the concept. But okay. Let's go to 141. Eventually. Areas, chunks. Spatial. Then let's go to 128. And let's look up Riley here. $141. So we're just going to grab these for now. Oh wait, hang on. I'm going to grab these right. Going to grab these and put them here. And then where is the terrain? Okay, and this. Oh, I thought there was a little bounding box over there. Okay. So let's say this could have the same thing where basically... Oh yeah, let's have doors as well as things that we can interact with. Doors. And then rocks. Enemies. And Riley, maybe. Actually, how much damage does the weapon do? Why is this? What is this actually? This will actually do like 3 damage. Like it'll have very little. Well, actually, let's even do like 1 or something. Very little physical damage because it just stuns enemies. And in fact, let's go to the wave shot as well. This should do a similar thing where the bubble itself is like 3 damage. Because the pistol is the damage dealer, and it's not even as much of a damage dealer. Like, it's meant to be, what is its base damage? Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So now we should put something here, so let's just put like a bunch of rocks. Now that I'm looking at this, let's put down just a bunch of rocks first. And then I'll go in and rotate each one. Because otherwise I have to manually like unparent stuff and reparent it, and it's a nightmare. Yeah, let's put another one of these. And then I'll need to put more rocks elsewhere scattered throughout, because otherwise it'll be kind of obvious that there's something here. Well, then again, it's not necessarily a bad thing if the player like can easily find the content in the game. Okay, let's do... This one's kind of too distinct. And these two as well. Oh right, these were for specifically the drills, so... Okay, so then in here, we need another spatial, because this will be for active rocks. Actually, I just had a good idea. We will have one of these rock platforms, because this will be designed so that the player can't get up to it easily unless they use the kinematic rocks. There'll be a few of those around here. And admittedly, they could probably choose their way up here with something else, but I won't worry about that for now. In fact, I could just roll jump up to here. So let's put this a little bit further up. Like that. So that way it's harder still for the player to actually get up here. I'm thinking, do I want to... I won't think about these too hard. I'll just rotate them. So why is this hard to find, though? Because it's just kind of in the desert. I guess probably this would be an area with like the weird, with like a cool boss monster. Let's say that. So for the gravity gun, entrance, a very cool and dangerous enemy. Actually, I know one that would be very useful here, which is turtle. Because these are very dangerous unless you have the gravity gun. Unless you can sneak under them and shoot that. Which, I mean, now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of easy. They're just completely exposed. But oh well. So do these, I guess they both drop codes. And then their health, yeah, that's fair. Let's make sure that their direction. So if they take damage, min dot damage. Okay, so what is the min dot damage? Okay, so you can't cheese them by shooting downward. You have to be below them still. Okay. Oh yeah, I was supposed to put these in, like, here. This will be, like, entrance. Then we'll put a bug on top. Beautiful. So let's have Riley... What should she do? I think here, maybe, she could have a saved stat. Or, actually, let's just get the turtles. So we're going to have here a completely unique thing. Area. So this is going to be turtle deserts. Yeah, that weird noise is back. Someone's like trimming something or like vacuuming. Okay, so here I'm thinking what we'll actually probably do is we'll have Riley somewhere else, or we'll have Riley like behind like this rock or something. Okay, so this is this. Because now what we can do is let's go for Riley. So main speaker, brain within, turtle deserts. Go to phase, turtle desert. Or desert ruins, I guess. Yeah, let's actually make it make sense. Okay. So now we have this. And this will be what we do for entry 141. In fact, let's put all the entries together. Because I get why I did this. It's not very useful. Yeah, because now we can actually see a little bit more like, okay. See, now this is the only one without the temporary dialogue. Okay. City Ruins 0, blah blah blah. Tower 113, blah blah blah. Desert Ruins 0, 1. Oh wait, no. Underscore. Let's do like not main speaker saved. Okay. Let's see how aggressive these things are. They're pretty aggressive. Where's Riley again? Oh yeah, she's behind this rock. I should probably make that more obvious. Okay. So she's in a good position. Ah, entry 128 doesn't exist. So this is now 141. And we can do the same thing here, where this is 41. And then the power thing. So not main speaker, brain is current. Okay, so let's just have the overall structure right now. So she's in the ruins. She thinks that there's no hope of defeating them because they're immune to bullets from the outside. So she's asking you for help to just get out of here. So then we'll do main speaker brain set as follower. Next phase, desert ruins. Let's do this other one. So like, well, yeah, this isn't actually quite relevant here. So yeah, pretty good dialogue so far, I think. But this just makes it so that we get that, and then we're going to do Desert Ruins 1. And then global stats. 141. This one, go to found capacitor. No, it's capacitor found. Okay. Seconds is there, and we'll also do mark or set phase desert ruins completed. Okay. Let's see if this structure works. Okay. So now we have this stuff here. Oh, right, and I just realized the main speaker saved dialogue isn't actually going to work if we're calling Riley from a phone. But okay. Okay. So then she gets dismissed. So that does mean that there's no special dialogue for actually saving Riley here after you've, like, gotten her away from us. Wow, that is deafening. Oh, right, there's a lot less, So I definitely need a sound for the damage. And also, we need much more stun from the gravity. So let's go to enemy... what's this? A gravity gun. So we need the direction to be unnormalized. Whenever we do that. Where is that? Grav gun. Oh, I already have it here. Yeah, because the explosion itself needs to inflict... Well, let's just search for gravity stun. How many of these are there? 9? Seven, 8, 9. Okay. Weird. So we don't even do anything when we do that. Okay, gravity stun body. Apply central import. So vector 3 dot up. Okay, so this does what it's supposed to do. I think maybe some enemies are unique. Hang on. How does the turtle work? Is it a kinematic or a rigid body? Okay, so these guys are rigid bodies. What's their mass? 500 makes sense. So why are they... Why central enforce? So what if I just set the linear velocity? Well, no, I don't want to do that. Let's do maybe like negative 0.01. So they'll go up a little bit. Okay, because I think this is the only one that actually needs this. So global dot gravity stun velocity. Okay, 0.02. So yeah, not a whole lot. I mean, I guess I could just set the linear velocity of them. Ah, well. And so these ones... Okay, so these ones don't take into a velocity into account. These ones don't either. Projectiles. Okay, and those do that. Okay, so that's, less than ideal. I think I need to switch them back to kinematic bodies. I think... Most of these things just kind of don't work as, like... Because, like, now I can probably just effortlessly, like, yeah, I can just, like, kick it around like it's nothing. Because the player's a kinematic body, so they have infinite mass and infinite acceleration compared to everything else. I guess the other alternative is to make the player a rigid body, but that's a recipe for disaster at this point. And I don't get why they fly so far. when they die. But okay, let's just put that in our thing. Probably make them back into rigid bodies. So let's do, or kinematic bodies. Make turtle and probably most enemies back into a kinematic body. Because the reason I did that in the first place was because I thought it would improve performance, but I'm pretty sure it was just me misunderstanding the physics frame rate, or the physics like profiling. Because originally it used to be that it didn't actually show all of the runs of the physics, but it would show all of the runs of the invocations of physics scripts. So basically what I mean is if we do this, so this physics time would not include all of the physics frames if it runs, because it can sometimes run up to 8 times in a single frame. And so it would do that though for any physics process on an entity. Also, why is it calling it 3 times? Huh, because it's not calling this 3 times. Weird. But anyway, basically I just hid all of the performance in the physics time because it looked like a smaller number than it actually was. Oh. Though I am pretty sure there is some performance gain to making them rigid bodies rather than kinematic, just because of the overhead of calling each thing individually rather than doing them in bulk. But maybe I could fix that by just making the kinematic bodies... Well, I was about to say by feeding the kinematic bodies into Bullet, but I don't actually know if that's possible. Like to do all of their motions simultaneously and then let the physics engine take care of the collisions in batch. Rather than what it does right now, which is Godot manually goes through and calls the collision for each object separately. Which I assume removes a lot of the performance of a physics engine. I guess I could use a kinematic mode on the physics or on the rigid bodies. It's a little samey to have these two looking so similar. But I do like how these look. The game is coming to a crawl. Hang on, actually. Don't we have the profiler still running? And there's something weird with how it does the, there we go. 1200. That makes sense. In fact, that makes it even taller. Okay, because that's in parallel. And then which one? So the world, then load nearby chunks. And then chunk loader load active. And I wonder if it's actually the loading of the chunk. Oh, right. There we go. So this was get content. Which I guess... So where's this one at? Load nearby chunks. Because it's weird to me that load active. Oh, I see. Because I'm wondering if this actually calls load active directly, because it shouldn't. So we don't do that. Oh, it does. Wait, did I completely... Oh, wait, no. Oh, wait, yes, actually. Why is it calling load active? Because that means that it's synchronized to the same thread. So I guess is that what happened here as well? Yeah. How is get content running longer than load nearby chunks and this? If this is strict, I'm pretty sure this is calling get content from the same thread. I mean, also now that I'm thinking about it, I can just do that. Okay, and also adding the content is also not great. 78 milliseconds is kind of bad, but if I could get this to actually be, well, what if we just don't have this and we just make it queue load instead? All right, and let's just do like and false, or like and force load active. So this is going to be const false for now, because this means this has the risk that the player can now teleport to places and the chunks won't load instantly, but I don't get why the stuttering is so bad. I think maybe it's just the player's moving, or I was moving so quickly through the world. Well, let's try this again. Let's see how it feels with this. Oh. Because maybe it's also the profiler making things worse. But, oh well. Actually, hang on. That tower looks very cool right there, though. I think it looks cooler than that one for some reason. But then again, yeah, I don't know. I think it's maybe just the fact that it's slightly closer. Like, that's a little bit too washed out for how far it is. But okay, I might see how it feels testing with this, well, I don't know. That didn't seem like it was very good. Okay. So what's the bug now? Or what's our frame depth here? Well, 500 milliseconds. I mean, it's better. Okay, so I think it's probably now the overhead of adding the things to the scene, which would make sense. Because I think it's 100 milliseconds probably, and then like the, and then an extra 500 of just like the processor overhead, because there's a lot of, like I actually removed visibility enablers from some of the enemies, which are supposed to be like a performance improvement, because the overhead of starting and stopping processing events was like causing enormous stuttering. So anytime an enemy would like leave my field of view, the game would stutter. How do I fix that though? I'd have to do more profiling on it. And admittedly, I also don't like that, well, what if I just make the high res, low res? So what are the active chunks? So distance load, distance unload, distance activate, deactivate. So let's do like, I don't know, 550 and 500 here. So that way there's more time for these to come in. Because I'm not a fan of the, where did I put that actually? Because that's still probably for the best. Because that means that, like, because otherwise the game just won't function. You know, like it'd be possible to enter into a place so quickly that it doesn't even load before you're actually, like, there. Actually, maybe what I should do, I have a good idea. So let's do, like, if box has point local and force load active, then we'll do that rather than doing this. So that way it's like once you actually are in the vicinity. Well, actually, maybe let's do like box.grow like 20 or like min or like dist force load. And this one will actually not have this render distance stuff. Let's go to distance active. This will be like 10. So that way you can't like physically be inside of the area and then it loads and then it messes things up. You have to actually be still slightly outside of the active zone. Because hopefully this will give enough time, no matter how fast the player is going, for the world to catch up to them. And if it doesn't, it'll be very obvious to the player, like, oh, I like walked up to a thing before it was done loading. And in fact, I should probably just put a little loading bar or like a little loading text there. And maybe you should call, yeah, I think I would, what I would do is I would show a little bar saying loading, and then I would call deferred, or just pause the main thread. And then I would have, whatever I would have. Or then I would just have it load. Okay, let's see what those were. Because I think it's still the same thing, like just adding the chunks. Okay, still doing... It's still doing load active. Why is it still doing... How is it still, like, so slow? Hmm. I don't get it very much. So this one, and this one is doing the same thing here, where it's, so it's this the same thing as before, where for some reason one of them does load active, and then the other one does a like parallel load, and it adds the content. So let's see what chunk it is. So when we start the game, there should be one chunk that's loaded active, and it should be 141. Okay. Do we have a CH here? Great. And it's good. And then we'll go back the same path we took last time. So why are we loading active? 140. I guess that makes sense. Hang on, let's see what happens. Game broke. Debugging broke. Let's try again. Yeah, I think definitely for my next game, I want to use a programming language with a debugger that works consistently. Why do I have both lanterns visible? Okay. So here, we're having this. So load active is being called even if a chunk doesn't actually have any valid content to it, which I guess makes sense. But what we should probably do instead is not have this. We should just have it do like invalid or something. So what is C here? Null. Okay. So what we should do then is let's go through the low res, or what should I do? So if we initialize load weight. So anything that doesn't have a high res. So we can just say like exists. Or like, yeah. Exists chunk name or a string. Return chunk in high res. So this would simplify our low res stuff because we could just do, let's remove that. If not chunk loader dot exists ch dot name. Continue. So that'll skip all of those. And hopefully not fuck up all the low-res versions of things. Okay, because now we have that, and that's good still. Because we have one thing that should be loaded. And I see all my low-res stuff in the distance. And I guess eventually there's never going to be an instance where there's only a low-res version of a thing. There's always going to be the low-res and the high-res and the active. So there's still a little stutter there. So what is that? So is this one just the, Okay, so that's just add content. Was it only a fifth of a second? It felt like more than that. Oh well. I think I've, probably not fixed the, okay, there's the big one. Okay, 440 milliseconds for physics. That's weird. But we still have add content doing most of the work. Okay, so I think it's that add content did a bunch of stuff, and that slowed it down. But then the physics also did a bunch of stuff. Because it's like loading colliders and stuff like that, and that takes a while. It is weird that... So maybe load active would sometimes, like, trigger incorrectly. Like, because I'm thinking, if there's any instance where it thinks the file exists, or it thinks it needs to load the file but it doesn't actually need to, but no, there's no way that what I did would, like, completely remove the effect, so I guess I'll just hold forward into it and see if I can go fast enough to trigger it again. Because I think that's got to be the case. And it usually happens because I think that tower is sort of like giving me a false picture in my brain, because I always think that that thing loading is what's causing it, but it's probably a chunk further in, because it always happens like right around there. So I don't think... So load active is literally not the issue now, which is good-ish. So that means I think it's just these physics objects loading in stutters it by a bunch. Or maybe those colliders or something like that. Just something big and complicated loading in. Though admittedly, I think it's in part because... Maybe it's because I'm using the text resources. Or the text scene file, so it has to, like, deserialize them. Rather than using, like, a complete, like, binary format. Yeah, because I think what I would do if I were making my own engine, and it had this similar chunk loading system, I would have the chunks completely serial, or like, I'd have a simple, like, serialized format that could be loaded reasonably quickly. But then I would have, like, a like, caching system where once a chunk has been loaded once, it then saves that exact binary presentation and, like, stores that to a file. So that way the next time it runs the game, it'll just mem copy that into, like, RAM. But then again, that add, like, that double the, well, probably more than double the file size of the game. So it may not be the best option. Maybe just making a more efficient binary format would be better, or like a serializing format. Because I know what I had before was like, well, I guess it wasn't really, it wouldn't have really worked as a binary format, because it couldn't do things like if you updated the structs, or like the field of a struct, it would just break, because it didn't have any support for like the layout of structs and things like that. So you'd probably have to have like the thing that people do where they have like a version tag, and then you have a function that updates from one version of the code to another version during the deserialization. But then also, what does it even mean for the binary of a game to update without the levels updating? Like, as if I'm using this for the, like, levels, if I add a new field to the levels, presumably all the levels should have the field. So I'd have to just update all of the levels anyway. Yeah, I think a simple binary format would work then. Unless you were doing, like, mod support or something where you really wanted it to be robust enough so that people could, like, download old mods and play them on modern versions of the game. But if it's just a game, you don't really need, like, a nice text format. You can just, like, send them the new files as well as the updated code. But okay. That's enough of something that isn't even on the to-do list. That was a fun little thing. Let's say just, make add content faster. Because, yeah, somehow this seems to have fixed the thing. Like, I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but that seems to have actually done something which is kind of surprising. Well, I suppose also just tuning the numbers so that way it only force loads at 10 meters instead of 150. Because this was always meant for, like, you're teleported inside of a chunk. So that way it's like, it doesn't matter if the game freezes a bit, because the screen fades to black and then fades back in. But okay, activate zone is declared but never used in this block. Oh, I never actually did this. Okay. Areas, chunk loader, add areas world. Alright. Get diff cached. I think this is... Where'd the thing go? Where'd the chunk loader script go? That's the wrong thing. Okay. Make load active less likely. And the rest of this will be, what was I even working on? Did I get done with the chunk? I guess I kinda, well, make an outline of outlines. Because we have basically no content in these. We have, like, the suggestion of content. We have... Because it's not even really an outline. It's like a description of what the outline is going to be. Okay, let's get a little CSG box in here or something. So this is going to be cool, evil, base, temp. And then union. And we'll have some very cool stuff. We'll do another box. And this will subtract. Incredible. What else should I do? Oh yeah, I'm still playing Chrono Trigger. That's been fun. I have been thinking if I should stream it, but I realized I don't want to. I have things... I just want to have things that I do on my own. And also, I don't really like playing video games on stream. Because then I can't just get like lost for 20 minutes without feeling like an idiot. And that's especially true of Chrono Trigger, because I've basically, anytime I don't know exactly what to do, I tend to just wander around the entire game world multiple times. Because it's a very, like, compact game. Because if you haven't played it, there's just a very tiny open world, but you can also go backwards and forwards in time in that same world, and it's very cool. Okay, let's have this. This isn't good enough, even for a little outline of outlines. Because, like, one, like, look at this. Garbage. So let's first get this out of here. Yeah, I'm very excited to see where the story leads in Chrono Trigger. Though it has been making me realize that I do... It's sort of validated my ideas for the game, or for At the Ends of Eras, because I really do love the idea of, like, being able to just ask characters things when I'm lost. Which is something that I miss when I'm playing Chrono Trigger. And so I think once I get more, so that's something that I'm going to try to remember when I'm designing stuff for At the Ends of Eras, is just, like, if there's any instance where I think the player could get lost, I can just add the ability to ask a person, like, what to do. Because then the player feels like they're being clever and using the game's mechanics, when in reality, they're practically just getting free hints. Like, it's like the yellow paint, but it's like an actual mechanic that's thematically relevant to the game. And you know what? I'll expound on red paint some more. I think it's, like, the first time it was done was, like, Uncharted or something, I think was, like, the first instance where it was, like, publicized, like, oh, they used yellow paint, or white paint, on surfaces to subtly indicate to the player that you can climb on a thing. And it was cool because it was unique and it was subtle. And now, or it's unique, subtle, and thematic. Well, yeah, I guess, sort of, relative, like, it fit in the game world. And then it's been used more and more to the point where it's not unique, it's not subtle, and it's not thematically relevant in a lot of places. Because I think hints are good, but you gotta still make them, like, look good. Like, literally, like, a video game is a thing you look at. So if the looking at things is taking a hit to make the game functional, then, like, well, just make it look good. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I know pretty soon I'm gonna have to bend over backwards to make this game look good. Because, like, the animations could use another pass. All of the rocks could use another pass. Most of the environment, even. Enemies and effects and all this stuff. Because it's not enough for it to be functional. Because, like, you know, that's like saying a movie just has to, like, convey the plot properly in a way the audience understands. It's like, that's good. It's not, but it's like, if you choose between a movie that looks good and a movie that you can understand, there's honestly, like, a healthy debate of, like, which one is more important. But okay. That's enough about that. Actually, let's put this up here. I'm gonna be cool. And we're gonna have another CSG box here. Okay, also, let's get these all. And do white metal interior. Yeah, basically what I'm saying is graphics are the only part of a video game that matter, in fact. Everything else is set dressing to make you look at the graphics. And that is why Jackie will be replaced by a mo-capped actress. I will make advanced facial capture technology and it will look like complete garbage despite costing millions of dollars. It'll only run on the latest and greatest Nintendo shit cube. And, I mean, what else needs to be said? Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no, this is fine. Okay. Let's put a little bauble. So, yeah, this is going to be, like, an outline of outlines still. Because basically I'm just going to put these here to practically just remind me that these exist in the game. And then where's the grav gun pickup? Yeah, admittedly, I did make the same mistake of the yellow paint with my fountain. Because originally I was going to be like, oh, I'm going to make it... Oh, what the heck? I was going to make it all cool. And, like, easy to tell apart because people were having trouble even identifying that the fountains were a mechanic. But then I just slapped white paint on it. And I mean, I don't even know if it makes it more distinct. I mean, I guess it does. But it looks like a gingerbread cookie or something, or like a frosted cake. Like a bundt cake. But okay, let's see if I can even get out of here. I just realized that there's no way that I will, because I need the, Yeah, there's zero chance that I'll get out of here. Let's make these like... Let's put... I gotta remember how the relationship between the initial velocity and acceleration is pretty complicated with this, but let's just do like 6. So that'll either be like half or a quarter of the distance. And then I have a great idea. Perfect. And once you're in here... I know. Someday these will even like properly attach here. Alright, we need this to be like on one side or the other. We can't have it in the middle. And that means that can't be there. Well, let's hope that's good enough. No, that won't be. Yeah, like I said, I want these to be technically playable so that way I don't have to like cheat my way into them, so that way I can sort of stay in like a flow when I'm actually play testing. But admittedly, it doesn't have to be that playable because the entire point of it right now is to just oh right, I don't have the gun. Or the bubble shot. So let's put a couple of these then. Right, and I did something horrible to these baubles, because for some reason when I place them down, they don't actually place. Is it because they use this... they use the mesh component still. Yeah, right now, these don't do anything. But okay, this gives the player a fighting chance to get up to here at least, and then I have no idea how they climb up this thing. I know. I just make the wall climbable. Like that. So now... it requires some advanced techniques, but it is technically... almost technically playable. Ta-da. See, that's what playable gameplay is like. But yeah, I'll figure out the mechanics of that in more detail. Okay, let's go back to... If we go to the other area. 161, or 61. Hmm. Because this one, I know. We should have lots of water to require the player to get the hover scooter. So let's put that in, I guess just in here. So the ruins, lots of water. Use the spooky lantern too. Gravity gun is stuck upside down. Oh yeah, that would be an... Let's put that in, I guess just here. Like ideas. Because I don't know if gravity moving in... That'd be like scope creep. That'd like double the amount of code complexity for movement. So let's say that could be, and that could be. Oh, right. Riley, gravity interactions. So let's rename this again to like gravity mechanics. So a very cool and dangerous enemy. I mean, basically. Have you seen the turtles? They're like guns. They're like tanks. If they didn't float around like styrofoam once the player can actually, or once the player started moving them, they'd be pretty good. Alright, let's make this performance. Oh, what did I do? There we go. Make followers not return to player while moving to a point in look at. I'll just do that real quick as well. So all 4 capacitors are in the game again. Okay, so let's do follower here. So look at. So if direction.length is less than this and state, let's do and travel path.empty. Well, if I set this every frame, is that that's gonna cause issues, right? Maybe I should have like a fall to idle or something. Or let's do like and state move state not equal to states dot idle. Because basically we'll be walking and then you stop and you stop by falling and then you'll idle. Oh wait. And move state not equal to state dot fall. Well, that's fine. That'll be handled by the set state function. So marginally less efficient, but that's okay. We like marginal inefficiencies. Because yeah, that's something that I've been thinking about as well, of like premature optimization and things like that. Because my advice is, if the program is slow, then the optimization isn't premature. Like, and that's the main critique. Like, I could, or like if I started working on making the chunk loading faster, I don't think that would be a premature optimization because it's too slow. Like, I want the game to run at a smooth frame rate, and if it's pausing for half a second to add stuff to the scene, I mean, it's not going to get faster as I put more stuff in the scene. But I don't... Well, I guess it wouldn't be a premature optimization, but it would just be not the highest priority thing. Because I still think it's more important to get the overall structure of the game in place. Yeah, it looks nice from this angle. It looks nicer than at the very distance, where it's a little bit too, like, artificial looking. Like, there, that looks a lot more natural. The blue color of the atmospheric scattering. Because it's also because there's no way, like, it's very obvious that this is not actually catching the same light as the sky is, because, you know, the reason things get blue as they get further away is because they're literally behind the sky. Speaking of, eventually I should put the moon in the game. That'll be fun. Because that'll also be behind the sky, and it'll be strictly like an additive blend. And then, because one of the most beautiful things to me is like the moon in the day. But okay. That's enough fiddling around. What I'm going to do is use the bathroom, and then I'll be back to playtest for a bit and brainstorm some stuff. Okay, back soon. It somehow got hotter in here than outside. Crazy. It's been a heat wave, but it's actually been pretty cool today. At least in the shade. But okay. I think what I'm going to do is really quickly fix that. Because it's going to bother me forever. Alright, let's do... make a hold. So we need... There we go. Ah, I see. Oh wait, no, I don't see. Wait, actually, I've changed my mind. I do see. These have the same issues. Okay. At least the car alarm isn't picked up on OBS. I don't know if I've ever even... Have I even driven a car with a car alarm? I'm sure I have. Probably like a rental or something. Because it feels like such a, like... 80s thing, and then, like, modern thing. You know what I mean? Like, I've never owned a car with a car alarm. As far as I can tell, unless there's something in the manual I missed. But maybe it's just from media. Because, you know, you see it pretty often in movies from, like, explosions and things, and I've just... Yeah, my cars aren't fancy enough to have car alarms. Okay. Let's start a new game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of just go through Riley's stuff. And I'm going to think of ideas. Oh. Well, why are both of these visible? Like... Like, they're very clearly not here. So why are they... Let's go to UI. Okay, let's try this again. Light wall. There's gonna be a lot of lights. Glass furnace. Oh, right. Hang on. We need to be past this. And then we can do that. Maybe? I didn't realize there are lyrics in this album. Ah, well. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna just start a new game. Okay. Light wall. Because there's like several seconds. Yeah, why are these here? Underscore notification. Notification visibility changed. So why is the visibility changed? Oh, because these are distance lights. Hang on, these need to not have that. I mean, honestly, they should probably just have like a player lantern. So we should just do, because I mean, they don't even use this. So let's go to this. Let's go to light. Or like world. Okay, so let's duplicate this as lantern. So like usable. Okay. So now we're going to put this here. I have no idea how I didn't notice this though. Which is, I guess, a very common story of like something is broken for the entire duration of the video game's development. And then it doesn't work. Oh, right. This no longer has that. And it doesn't have distance visible. And it doesn't even have, well, I guess that's fine. Extends space. Signal toggled. We don't need signals for this. We can just do that, and it'll just be lantern. So we don't need swap materials. Okay. And we can just do one dot that. Then, yeah, this is good. Okay. Also, this should be disabled by default. Okay. Now it should be a-okay. Kind of. So why did this not work? Oh, I see. So yeah, eventually, I should also make this good. Oh wait, what am I doing? Get service material and base nil. So let's do just function ready. Assert m. Wait, also, this should not be done until we do, okay, I see. If not is inside tree, return. How does all of this shit just work for the light? I don't get it. Oh, I see. I do get it. Okay. Now, we can go on our merry way. So let's teleport to... Let's go easy on myself and just start from, like, this one and figure out what exactly I want for this. Or I guess, because this one's at the level of detail that I want for the first pass for the... Well, is it? It could do with more interesting stuff, but for now... So, some... Ervalic, you're a Veiler. I'm stuck in here because of those death mats. If you could help get rid of them, I'd really appreciate it. I'll see what I can do. Gives you a pistol. Alright, let's make sure the journal works right. I'm a strange girl stranded near one of those white towers surrounded by specters. Yeah, that's good so far. There we go. Thank you for your help. So you can keep the pistol. And also, let's close this. So I'm just exploring. So I guess this is all fine and grand here. Wait, let's see if she actually... There she goes. Okay, so now she runs off. And then she comes back. Which, admittedly, maybe I should change that as well. Because there are instances where I want the NPC to just stay looking at a thing. Oh wait, that album was over faster than I thought. Oh wait.
Logging in. Welcome, user. Are you ready to begin?
There we go. Oh yeah, eventually I need to fix this still. But okay, what do I want for this place? I think it would be interesting... Well, what gun do I get? I get the pistol. So if we're going on the theme of the floaters, which are flowers, we could have some sort of like botanical garden or some sort of like hydroponic garden. Like maybe long dead plants or something. Because it should also be that like... this civilization is rumored to have existed for millions of years, or these ruins are rumored to have existed for millions of years, which admittedly is kind of a crazy time scale. Like, sooner or later somebody would have knocked over the tower or something at this point, or like at least gotten into here. Because, I mean, it's just one platforming section away. But maybe there's some sort of, I don't know, supernatural defense force thing. But yeah, I'm thinking, let's go through this. So let's do ideas. Plants. Garden, like, decayed. Yeah. Plants. Flower specters that attack. Shoot things to retract them. So like the flowers, but instead of like toggling them, you would just have, they would just open up for a little bit of time and then they would close back up. Or like they're sticking out of a wall and you shoot it and it goes in because it's scared. And then I think we should still land, like, crawl our way into the bottom of the tower and then climb our way back up to the top and then back to the bottom, or back to here. Because that was a decent idea. So let's say that. So, like, go to the bottom through janky vents or cracks. Platform to the top. Fall back into the entry. And then also, what are some other things that should come back? I think probably the simple, like, keys and doors. Or, like, a key and a door. So basically you get one of the fancy little tablet things that I had in the last version of the game. Or the last version of this tower. Because, I mean, all we need to do now... Wait, I guess... Where's Riley? What does she have to say? Okay, we're in. Yeah, so she should talk about her ideas of what the place is. Let's put that down. So Riley, well, I guess we should have the purpose of it. So, like, the lore. Tower 3. The garden. Maybe I can have, like, fancy names for all of them. So yeah, because I'm thinking, yeah, some sort of, like, silo. Or, like, bunker. With plant life and stuff. I wonder if you can still high jump off of these if you time it right. Because there's basically... Ah, well, I'll just not do it. It's easier to just do this. Sort of. Yeah, and I think what I'll do is I'll make it so that it's tricky to climb up this thing, and or I'll just make like an obstacle course that's tricky to climb, and then I'll add the flowers to just make it easier. So that way the player's incentivized to use it, or incentivized to just gamer it up and go for it. I just realized these things. Huh. Why is this one, like, dark like this? Oh, I guess it must be just, I guess it's because it's the normal. Yeah, I remember why it is. There's no actual, like, color to this. It's just a normal. I think. Okay. But that's this place. So that's good enough. So then what is around this place? Because I think this should be a place where people live. And I'm thinking like some sort of almost like pretend Western. It's like ideas. Because I mean, Riley has a cowboy hat, like, and we have like the thing. This is the plateau that, or the mesa that you see in the Western. So yeah, we're gonna have something here. I have been thinking of a funny idea where there's like a standoff where like 25 people are just pointing guns at each other. So that could be somehow like here. Because I think, you know, I should probably also consider like what is the actual like reason for this being content in the video game, you know? I think for a lot of the early drafts of the other major quests, that's been sort of like the big issue of like they're functional, but I also don't know like why they're in the game other than because I've, you know, decided I was going to have 8 quests that are going to be, you know, major. So I'm going to go back over those soon, like after this quest is done or after this quest is implemented, and just give them a treatment of like who cares, you know? Or answering the question of who cares and why do they care. Also, there's a lot of dust on my screen. Hang on. I'm going to very delicately wipe it off without scratching it. Okay. Now it looks perfect and beautiful. Alright, I should probably talk to Riley first. Because this chunk is also one of the less functional. So I'm stuck in this donut county. This is unique dialogue. Yeah, because this is like the least developed of these areas so far. Maybe this is where Riley bought her hat. In fact, that would be funny as like... Or like... weeaboo situation. So basically it's like... They just think cowboys are cool. So it's like a whole like little novelty town. That'd be weird. That'd be very like thematically... Well, I guess it'd be thematically funny. Or like on theme, sort of. Because it does seem strange to have it in like this... An entire like novelty town here. You know, I'll say it's probably not a whole town. It's like, it's a relatively normal town, except they also have a guy who sells cowboy hats. And then just by coincidence, everybody pulls 6-shooters on each other. And then somehow Riley and Jackie get involved in that as a condition of finding out where the thing is. Also, it's actually pretty easy to get up here. You just gotta gamer it up. But I do think the hover scooter should still be in this area. Even if I think doing the ramp like I was describing is completely optional. Because this would still probably be a nice area for it. So yeah, what I'm thinking is the player probably has to do some sort of quest to get the spooky lantern in here. And then that allows you to see, like, a door. And then maybe the hover scooter is just inside, like it's typical. Or like as I frequently do. Actually, I just had an interesting idea. It could be one where... So, the ruins... So, like, let's say... Yeah, the evil lantern... So, yeah, I'd say this is no longer going to be here. Because basically what it's going to be is... Player does tricky platforming over water. Then they get the hover scooter, rendering it trivial. Because that's always a nice feeling in games of, like, you do something and then you have to do it again, but this time you have some new thing that makes it completely or like just downright a mockery of itself. And then you'd get the capacitor at the very end of that. But then what is the purpose of it? I guess it'd be a reservoir. If it has so much water. So this would be the reservoir. So hover scooter. I forgot how to spell reservoir. That looks the most right. Hang on, I gotta look it up. Reservoir. Okay, because you reserve it. Have I ever written the word reservoir in my life? I think that might have been the very first time I've had to write the word reservoir. That's surprising. Oh, right. I was supposed to actually go up to Jak or Riley. Because, yeah, I was intending to hover, or, like, no clip up to that thing. But, yeah. Oh, wait, no, I've already talked to her. Yeah, we're stuck in this donut county. I'm not sure where the spaghetti western stuff actually comes into the evil lantern. And you know what? Actually, important thing. Player can get a cowboy hat here. Oh. And a duster. Very, very vital to the success of the game. Do we have anything we can ask her anyway? We don't. Okay, so now, next on our stops is we can go to 13. I should probably start playing the game normally. Because, yeah, I think a little motorcycle at the start of the game is gonna be, like, one of my next priorities. Like, after making, like, the main story In fact, I might even do it before the next pass on the main story, just because I think it'd be really useful. So that way it's like actually feasible, or like actually enjoyable for me to do these play tests. Because right now I pretty much always just cheat and give myself the hover scooter immediately. And then again, I could just give the player the hover scooter right away. Well, yeah, it'd probably be fine.
New direct message received.
Because, yeah, it does trivialize water platforming, but I could probably figure out some way of making water still dangerous, like having enemies that damage you. Well, or just making the player jump. But okay, up here, we have some basic ideas. So what area is this again? This is the time gun. So the entry, you have to infiltrate the 7-Eleven. It's actually some sort of secret lab. Because there's also a quest that I want to do where time is stopped, so I might make this related to that even. Actually, that could be pretty good. Well, do I want to tie that in with this, or do I want to tie it in with something else? Because this could also be one, instead of having the 7-Eleven, I could have it be an actual, like, lab that's being publicly advertised. And then, like, they have a capacitor that they're using for something. But you can get it after you do something for them. And that something would involve slowing down time. The visual effect of this is very interesting to me. Because it doesn't actually like put a layer over it, it hue shifts everything. Which, I mean, I did on purpose, but I just think it looks neat. Because it's meant to sort of abide by, in fact, does the time gun UI, is that still marked in here somewhere? Time gun UI, ammo indicators missing for the time gun. Okay. See, I think if Jackie and Riley get roped into being test subjects for something, I guess it could be the time stop thing. And then they can get, and then the player can, well, I'll do something simpler, like, I'm trying to think. I might also do even, characters that are moving in fast motion, so then they're blue shifted. Okay, let's just put that in ideas, because I don't need to necessarily do it now. But it'd be time gun, the lab, or 7-Eleven. So let's do that. Let's do like ideas. The lab, the convenience store. So inexplicably, there's ruins in the basement of a 11. A lab invites you in. You do stuff. They, something happens. You can take a capacitor. Then. So either they give it to you willingly, or maybe like the lab like explodes or something. And then you can just fish out a capacitor from their machinery. And this is like, maybe Riley has been like, or like was investigating a different set of ruins in the area that are a complete red herring. And then she just gets coaxed into it with you. Right, you can crouch and stand on a character's heads, but you can't sit on them. Unbelievable what we live in today. Okay, I'll say those are two options. Alright, again, heard there are ruins under the city. And we need to make Riley automatically leave the party at some point. Okay. And then the last one. And I think maybe the time stopping level would, or quest would be like a sequel to that one. Or like that one leads you into the other lab. Because I've been thinking of actually making the time stop quest merge into another quest entirely as well. Which I guess could be fine. Just to have them be like an interweaving tangle of things. Or I should make sure that that place... Oh, I should make sure the... these guys actually lift off the ground. Alright, first off, Riley needs to be in a more obvious place. Okay. Thankfully, Riley's invincible. Hey, look at that. It does exactly what I wanted it to. And now, actually... Oh, and eventually I'm going to make it so that once an object is gravity stunned, it can't be stunned again. I should do that soon. In fact, I should put that in bugs. Make gravity stun item potent. That's a $2 word. But it means exactly what it means, which is you shoot a thing and then it stays shot. Or shooting a thing once is exactly the same thing as shooting it twice. Interesting. You can wall jump with no stamina left. But just once, I think. Oh. Nope. You can do it as many times as you want. Hang on. Where is that done? Wall jump. Oh. If pressed, move, jump. And total stamina greater than 0. No longer a clean one-liner anymore, I think. Okay, so those should be... Oh, and this one. If after... Huh. Does wall cling even exist anymore? Oh, I guess it does. Let's do if... pressed. Move. Jump. And that. Oh, I see. It's actually right here. Okay. Now we have that. Okay. Admittedly, now I should probably retest things, because I could just wall jump infinitely. Oh wait, music done. Oh wait, no. Music not done. Just very quiet. There we go. Oh wait. So I haven't thought much about what this is going to be. What would they be keeping out here, and why would they need gravity manipulation? Because if these are meant to be tools that have like a logical purpose here, maybe like lifting large machinery or large stuff. Also, why is Jackie, or why is Riley still there? Because this should be... So, the capacitor here, capacitor underscore 141. And the power thing should have capacitor underscore 141. And then we should have stats. Capacitor underscore 141. Okay. You should probably have to defeat one of these guys to unlock the door, though. Which I guess would make it make sense as like an arms area. Or like a... Let's say that. Like some sort of industrial stuff. Ideas. Heavy mechanism. Or heavy machinery, gravity tools required, lots of specters, beat a turtle, unlock the capacitor. So it'd be very similar to the level I had before, but yeah, now it'd be much more thematically based. But yeah, I think I already have ideas for how that would be better. Hmm. Oh, wait, did it? Why is she here still? So where is Riley completed? So what is this desert? Desert ruins completed. Hmm. Oh. There we go. It wasn't actually properly incrementing the dialogue, which explains that. It doesn't explain why she even existed, though. Oh, wait. I know it does. That. There we go. So now she's gone. She's disappeared for good. Okay. So we have lots of ideas for things to do. Do I want to do work today? Or do I want to say it's done and then play Chrono Cross or Chrono Trigger? Admittedly, the answer's kind of obvious in my head. I think also I should have more areas where people can direct you to capacitors. And also being able to call Riley will be useful. I know. Let's make the map. Let's redo that. Let's do... Did I do anything? Oh yeah, I should also work on the devlog. Because I think the next one will either be about the writing or it'll be about some technical thing while I work on the writing. Like the graphics of the game and like the weird things that I do technically. What am I doing with this? Okay, so this now, make followers not return. That kind of works. It at least works for if the character walks up to something and does something. So the next step would be to, I guess, make it depend on the action, probably. But I should probably then just make it so that there's a wider radius before they give up and, like, come toward you. Alright, what other things do I want to do? Bones broke? Alright, that's still there. Have I fixed this? Wiley's note dialogue isn't correct. Disable sleeping during games. Dialogue on the plane causes you to float. Fix plane as ground when it's deleted. Sometimes we constantly zoom out the inventory. This is probably not. Oh, and this, fixed now. I didn't even remember adding that. Shooting projectiles should not have dust plumes. Desert Alert UI should reset when no longer relevant. Oh, right. There's another one. Yeah, that... Not much brain content with animating feet in a walk cycle, so I'll do that. Because basically, originally this walk was just for a camera shot where it was like this. So her feet are completely stiff. So there should only be a very small... Oh wait, no. I did actually animate them. Why did I do that? It was like completely unnecessary. Oh well. Oh yeah, a cute one was capacitor. Oh wait, no, power thing. So this should be, let's go to Armstrong. I guess let's do like... If not stats... Or like a capacitor knowledge. Return strange machine. So we'll just add this wherever the player is introduced to, so like introduce task. Plus stat capacitor knowledge. Okay, and that's the only place where we introduce this. So then I'll do a similar thing for the intro area. So this is needs, or like, So this way, and basically I'll show the problem that I'm trying to solve. Or well, basically I'll show it off in a like a playtest. Because let's just do like this there. Oh, and I can do an introduce task here. Activate the medium. There we go. So capacitor, A-OK. Okay, and then we can abolish the notes there. Alright. So what it should be is now when we go up to a capacitor without having actually talked to anybody who tells us what they are, it should just say a strange machine on those little power things. Because I was thinking about that when I added these hints, that they're very useful, but they're also so useful that they help the player skip, like, learning things diegetically. Let's see if it works. A strange machine. Check it, the coats girl. Okay, can you fix the medium? Okay, so now it should say, like, requires capacitor. Capacitor required. There we go. And if Jackie knows about Riley, I could also explain that. So yeah, let's also say, like, how did you... Now you need a capacitor. So let's do, like, global task exists. Free tower quest. I'd heard about these capacitors before. And then otherwise, well, let's actually do stat capacitor knowledge. So have you used it yet? Okay, there we go. So now, there's dialogue if the player's already done some of the other side content before they've even done the intro, which, admittedly, I don't want to encourage players to do. Oh wait, why is that item dialogue now so much slower than it was before? Okay. Item get animation plays at half speed. Oh wait, I know exactly why. It was because item get item. Let's go to the player, or let's go to animator. Get item. So play single. So this should set this to 1. Okay, so that should work. And then when we're playing that. Ah. Wait, no. Doesn't quite work. Set state. Okay, that should probably work. I'll figure that out later. I kind of want to just mess around a little bit. And I should probably make this area more interesting. Because right now it's kind of just a mess. Because, I mean, it is meant to be like a little scrap heap that they just keep in the back. Also, it should have fewer bugs. Because now they're meant to be like actual like secrets. Less like precursor orbs in Jak and Daxter and more like strawberries in Celeste. Yeah, the gems can fulfill the role of our like simple collectible well enough. Let's just put that in like reduce the bugs in the cave. Yeah, like this one, like that's not even a challenge. This one, though... Well, actually, no. This one wouldn't be a challenge either, because you can just do that. Because it's fine to have a few gimmies in this area, but they should at least be a little bit, like, different. Like this one is a good one, because it tempts the player to talk to the young boy. Oh wait, hang on. These songs just start very quietly. Oh wait, there we, he slips. Uh-oh. He's on his own little adventure now. Yep. Poor Tyler. Tutorial Tyler is broken. Well, good thing I tested him. Actually, why does he allow the player to say... Or why does he allow the player to talk to him when he's supposed to be running? I must have done something wrong with... Yeah, it's probably something that I did with the follower brain that's changed his behavior. Ah, well. He'll be fine. I suppose I can just do a playthrough. Or, like, do a little bit of play testing. But also, there are still quests that are uncompletable right now. Like, I'm pretty sure the arena quest is uncompletable. Well, I think that's the only one, just because it's been so long since I've worked on it. I also don't even think it counts as a major quest. Well, I guess it could, because it doesn't provide any direct thematic information about Jackie's mom, but it does provide a lot of information about the world that the people are inhabiting. And like a more innocent introduction to it. Huh. Okay, there we go. There's a weird thing there, though, that I don't like very much, where if you press into the wall, I guess it doesn't make you go down any faster. Yeah, that's what I was worried about, because that was a thing that I had to spend a lot of time to fix. Where, like, if you jumped... Ah, well. Okay. Video game. Okay. Did I do something here? Oh, wait. Okay. Did I push this? I did. Alright. So I think I'm going to cut it there. I've got some stuff to think on, and I'll be back tomorrow with more, I guess, more thematic stuff. Probably doing like paint-overs and things like that to get a better idea of what I want to actually do with all of these little areas that I have set out for myself. And I'll do some more plot design and stuff like that to make them more complete. Because this should come together within the time frame. I think by August 14th, which is the deadline for this quest, there should be at least some interesting stuff. So I'm excited for that. But alright, see you tomorrow.